things to get bone dry, and then I dip them, which can be very stressful. But I have a
before you de-scrub?
Yep, the exterior surface. But I have a clay I developed in graduate school that can withstand that stress. Like some clays, commercial clays, will be able to do that fine. Some won't though, because it basically rehydrates the entire clay, piece, and then you dunk it in water and you pull it out, and for it not to crack is, yeah. So I'm gonna sharpen up that lip. Can I borrow that little chamois? Yeah, thank you. I forgot mine.
Oh, we might be able to pick you up.
So.
Yeah, Jason.
Grab one behind you.
There you go.
They're perfect.
May I pay you for mine? I'll give you a piece of pie.
I'll try
There you go. Fair deal.
Hey, wait a minute.
We'll feed
You're
you at some
establishing
point.
your standard. You just gave it to us.
Just gonna get that water out.
Great. I need to.
And take off some of this extra clay on the bottom before I cut it off the wheel.
So the top's a little bit larger than the bottom.
Yep. Well, the bottom, it's like an egg. Like
Right.
the bottom
Inside.
is rounded.
Yeah, right.
And then you're going to trim it and even cut more off
Yes.
the bottom.
And hopefully I'm gonna trim. That'll be like right at the end. I'm gonna trim this. And for trimming these, again, because clay has a memory. So anytime you stretch it or cut it or move it in some way, it's gonna remember that movement. So, most of you would probably trim this cut by centering it on the wheel head, right, and putting little balls around there, right? Well, what happens with that a lot of times is you're slightly distorting this circular shape, okay, and it's going to remember that, and it may come out in the firing, it may not, but I find in the wood kiln, like I said, it's the constant fluctuation of heat and the high temperatures of heat really distort work, especially if it has been warped even just a little bit. So there's a lot of things that I do to sort of reduce that I've found through trial and error, basically, through the process that I use.
Is there a certain height that generally is? The height
Of the Unomi.
of the Unomi?
About like that.
Yeah, like all of them or just mine? What do you mean? I guess.
Generally speaking, is
Generally
the
speaking,
size of them different, or is it?
Yeah,
about
they're
like
different.
that, or-
I would say that's like an average size.
Is there a height rule?
No, there's no height rule. The rule, I think, what defines it, it's basically a cup without a handle that has a trimmed foot that's for drinking tea, not in the tea ceremony.
There you go.
That's the definition.
That sounds good to
Clay
me.
did you use on that?
It was about 1.5 pounds, I guess. So when I would throw this shape, I would throw a bunch of them, and so for trimming, to avoid that problem of distorting the shape of the rim, because I want them nice and round, what I do is throw this chuck, and I throw it in wet clay. I suppose one day I could make one in biscuit, and then I would have it. But I just like to throw them in wet clay, and then I just reuse it. So throw this. I'm just going to get rid of all that really soft clay on the surface, because I need to let this dry a little bit before I can. Basically, what I'm going to do is flip this upside down on top of this and trim the foot. So that's that. So I'm going to have to let this dry and that dry, and hopefully I'll use a heat gun, and maybe at like 8:30 I'll do a quick demo before you guys clean up on trimming. And all All right, I want to show you how to pull a handle. At least how I pull a handle.